Hi dears, happy day. This is CA R.Bharath Kumar from Shree Rajamathangi Academy. I'm really happy that the last minute revision video that I gave you on law was very helpful for a simple reason. 90% of the marks that came from those questions, I would not say it is going to be hard work. There are some luck involved also, because you know about our CA Institute. It is not very easy for you to predict the questions, but I am trying my level best to visualize what can be asked in the examinations. Now we have come here for auditing also, because you know I take the classes for law, auditing, EASSM and economics for finance. Now we are going to cover the last minute revision for auditing, where the extra weightage has to be given. This particular PDF that I am showing you right now is going to be for a cost which obviously many people would have got, but still there are so many questions involved in this PDF which will be for your examinations perspective. But comparing that with the previous question paper is what I thought I should do for the last minute revision. So if at all you wanted this PDF, yes, you can come back to me separately. You can get it for a cost. And what is this that I'm going to show here is going to be very crucial. And this is what is going to be there for your last minute revision. Yes. So this sheet is what we are going to do. Paper 6. Let's do some audit on auditing. Auditing is really awesome if you know how to connect each and every provision. And it is not just a theory paper, it is a practical paper where you will be able to see everything what you are going to talk about on. Anyways, let's try to go for one after another. November 22 exams, the CA exam paper we have already seen here, and we are also showing against that what is going to be May 23 exams expected. Last time they have asked something on section 54, split equity shares. I gave in the question paper, I gave in the expected question that the prohibition of issue of shares at discount may be asked, but they asked split equity shares. It is almost equal. So when you would have studied 53, you would have also studied 54. But this time there is a good chance that the audit committee under section 177 can be asked. Usually 177 is only for the CA final syllabus, but still it has been updated in your CA Inter Auditing also. If the board is wanted to ask for an information, or if there is a mandatory appointment of audit committee will recommend it to the board relating to all the qualifications relating to the auditors and directors. So they are going to be relating to the perspective of the threshold, the paid up capital share, the paid up capital turnover, loan, borrowing, debenture deposits, all these turnover limits, all this has to be understood when you wanted to read this audit committee under section 177. Important. They have asked a new audit engagement letter last time, but this time they can ask you internal auditor under section 138. When I'm talking about auditing, when I talk about the accounts of companies and your audit and auditors, it is going to be very crucial that you read chapter number 9 and chapter number 10 of Companies Act, because it is indirectly connected. So most importantly, internal auditor, they can ask you. Next, what is the way that you can design an audit sample? A very raw question where if you have seen a format, you would have easily done it. This time there is a good chance that they can ask you SA 200, internal limitations of audit, because it's been a long time that they have asked this question. So there is a good chance that they can ask you inherent limitations of audit. Next, IS security, IS access security. When we are talking about the EDP environment, always the security related aspects will come. But this time there is a small tweak that we can expect, where an internal control they can ask, or internal financial control they can ask. So when you see the questions that I gave here, I would have concentrated more on IC and IFC. What is IC? Internal control. What is IFC? Internal financial control. So you can accordingly see where you would have proposed it from IFAC. So that is going to be their chances of asking. So I have told evaluation of internal control by auditor. It's a big question that you need to cover. Read it like a story. You will get the flow. From there, you can easily pick up the question on how it can be evaluated. Next, audit procedures to obtain audit evidence. That means directly the 500 series they have been asked. So they have never touched on a basic question. So independence of auditors or the 5 threats to independence, definitely they can ask you. It is already asked in RTP also. So give a good amount of importance for this whenever you read about independence of auditors. Always when you see audit of items of financial statements, your 6th and 7th question, verification, power, fuel repairs and trade receivables. Very easy type of a question that they have asked. Anyways, you would have prepared a common points for vouching and verification, but still there are some unique questions that they can ask, like for example, audit of Binami property, where you will have to tell about the regulations relating to the Binami property and how you will be able to identify that. Then goods sent on consignment. Though we always have an accounting problem relating to it, but the way that you are going to audit when the goods sent on consignment is going to be crucial. So these two unique questions you can cover it up. Last time, how will you disclose cryptocurrency or virtual currency? I told this question can come. So this time I am saying cash and cash equivalents can come, because not always a tough question will be asked. There will be an easy touch also. So I have told cash and cash equivalents. Next, controlled environment, COSO framework. They have asked only control environment, but any of the 5 components of internal control can be asked. Please understand this. Whenever you read about EDP environment, don't forget it is all connected with your EIS. You would have touched with ERM, what is enterprise risk management. You would have touched with what is SOD, segregation of duties. You will talk about internal control. You will talk about COSO framework, which is your committee of sponsoring organization. And more importantly, what are the 5 components that is going to be there? Like control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication, monitoring. So there in EIS, they are not asking this question too much, and they are asking only in the auditing. So you should understand COSO framework is important, but not in EIS, but in auditing. So you will have to ensure you should cover this in paper number 6. So components of internal control, you can remember it as CRCIM. So I have already told this. CRCIM is just now I told you. You can listen back to this. You will be able to get it. Joint audit, very easy 299 question. But this time there can be a differentiate between like what is audit, what is investigation, what is inspection, what is observation. Those type of questions can be asked. Please go and check for it. You will make it really, really stronger. I repeat, audit, investigation, inspection, observation, any type of questions that they can ask in the meaning. I'm not surprised if they are going to ask it. What is the meaning of internal control? They already asked last time. Only the meaning they have asked, but this time objectives of auditor as per SA 315. You should understand this 240, 315, 330. Some way or the other, they will keep on be connecting because that's a big connection. 240 talks about fraud, 315 and 330 will talk about the risk relating to it. Objectives of auditors, yes, they can ask you. And I already told internal control separately, they will ask you. COSO related. Internal financial control, they will ask you, which is connecting your 134. What is 134? Here directly, they will talk about director's responsibility statement in board report and powers and duties of auditors, 143. Audit committee, 177. And code for independent directors, 149, subsection 8. I have not given subsections and all. You can go easily directly connected when I tell you that 149 is only independent director. There are so many subsections. I am not going too much inside that. Examples of analytical procedures. When you read the basics of all these standards, how you can easily do is just take 5 standards, which is general standards, and study whenever you have time so that it becomes easy. What are general standards? Where you will be able to apply it everywhere, like management representation letter, written representation, going concern, subsequent events, analytical procedures, all these are general. But when they are talking about specific, audit sampling, fraud, risk, all this exclusively, they will ask a question, and you should know what is generic and you should know what is specific. I'm talking about this on assertion. What is the meaning of assertion? How they are going to connect it with your SA 500 series, you should understand. Next, prior period financial statements audited by the predecessor auditor. What are the points to be considered? But this time they can ask you removal of auditor before the expiry of term. You should understand all the points relating to your board resolution, special resolution, approval of the central government, application to central government, all this is going to be there before the expiry of the term when you remove the auditor, or they can also ask you the applicability for the rotation of auditors with your paid up share capital and your limits. So this is already there in your chapter number 10 of Companies Act. When you read company law, here also it gets connected because audit and auditors is common for law and auditing. Disqualification of auditor, there will definitely be one question. This time also you can touch base, but they have openly asked 141.3. So punishments under section 147 can be asked in the examination. So 5 different heads of punishments are there in 147. Please go concentrate. Very generic question on audit documentation purpose. A easy cakewalk question they have asked last time, but this time they can ask you quality control. Quality control means 2 important essays will be connected, essay 220 and SQC 1. Give more concentration on that. It should be helpful. Withdrawal from audit engagement. I told you generic standards. Now I am giving a specific standard on what are the methods of sampling, how it can be done. So all the simplified, stratified, all this you can touch on. Caro, how to raise funds, what is going to be there this time. They can ask you property, plant and equipments, which is nothing but your fixed assets. Special audit multiplex, I told you that this question can come. Last time it came. This time local bodies can come. And there are 2 more questions which is important. I have connected in my expected questions here. This is the PDF that I am giving it for a cost, which I have already told you. So in this, I have given something more. So I cannot like tell all the questions that is there in this because it is too much of it. I've done too much of R&D. So only I will not be able to give this, but this I am giving it at a last minute revision. If you still wanted that PDF, you can come back to me anytime. NPA provisioning, I told this question should come last time and it came this time. How will you audit the expenses, operating expenses, day-to-day operating expenses of a bank, how it is done? Municipality, very unique question they asked to define. Teaming and ladding, this time they are going to ask you 6 points, 6 points to 7 points will be there. What is teaming and ladding, how it is going to be connected, that is going to be next. LLP, books of accounts, very small question, and it's an amendment. Whatever you are talking about your periodical financial results, section 129A, you can touch this because I might feel that there is a question on this relating to your books of accounts and in your financial statements under section 129. So you can touch base because this will be connecting with your accounts of companies in chapter number 9 of Companies Act. Are we clear? So this is going to be very crucial. You might be enormously putting up effort, but before the day of auditing exam, I don't want to give this so that many people will be benefited from now itself. So then and there I am uploading, and it will also be helpful for you to cover your auditing examinations. All the very best for your auditing. You can easily crack if you know the basics of it, and if you know some common points, and if you know some specific provisions. You should know for how you will have to differentiate an auditing examination with the presentation. So section numbers, yes, wherever there is an applicability, please put it. And obviously, I'll tell you what to do one day before the examination of auditing. I will give you a separate video on this, or a YouTube shorts or an Insta reels for it. All the very best for your exams. Please wait for the EASSM expected questions as well, like this connecting. And also after EASSM, I am planning to do for economics for finance as well, so that your second group itself is going to be really, really strong. Whatever the papers, the people say that it is going to be tough for us to crack, we are cracking with the maximum amount of time. Let this May 23 exams be your last attempt. Put on your comments if it has helped on your law. Put on your comments if there is going to be anything more that is expected. I'll be happy to give it to you. Thank you. Have a great day.